Welcome to EPIC Lesson 4, Single Vowels and Stress. My apologies for being about a day late on getting this out this week. Got a new computer. All right, here we go. Okay, single vowels, basically, we will have a definition below, of course, but I mean, basically, in English, in this system, you have two kinds of vowels. 7 or 8 that have one sound, and 7 or 8 that have two sounds. An example of one that has one sound would be like I. Example of one that has two sounds would be something like I. Something you may know that as a diphthong in English. So, but anyway, lesson 4, single vowels, and it's single vowels basically working on word stress. So we'll be looking at how you stress one syllable in a word, kind of like what we did in lesson 1 with the butterfly. Remember the butterfly? Remember that? Good. All right. Excuse me. For the warm-up, we usually do some sort of a stretching exercise of breathing and posture. Like I mentioned last week, I think, for you personally, especially if you like to sing, just doing a song at the beginning is a great way to start. And this one, in fact, I've written songs for every lesson. This is the one for the single vowels. It's the Chicken Cookin' Single Vowels Blues. And see back up here, there's a link right there to a recording of it. I tried doing it live with the mandolin, and for some reason the microphone just does not do the justice to the beautiful sounds of the mandolin. so instead of singing the song, I'm just going to go through this very quickly as kind of a warm-up for you, to kind of get a little bit of a stretching exercise. So you see, under each word, every word, there's a number. That number represents a position on the clock. So 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and so on. So what we'll do is let's just go through it. And what I'd like you to do is just kind of point off into space, off in this direction. So for example, we do like 12. Now 12 o'clock can be up here or it can be here. And what we will do in this one is it's like me, both thumbs, one thumb or the other thumb, kind of pointing at your heart. So 12 can be up here on the clock, or it can be here in the center, in the heart. So do 12, then 2, then 10, then 4, then 2, then 8, then 5, then 5. Then go down to do that. We'll do that same one more time. So 12, 2, 10, 4, 2, 8, 5, 5. Now you can't see how far my hand is going down, about as far as it can go, starting about at my heart, going just down, fully extended. Yeah, going off screen there. All right. Let's do that line. So chicken cooks best with salt and fat. All of those are single vowels. Then let's do this line. A little bit of this and that. So 12, right? And little bit, 2 and 2. Then 7, of. Then 2, this and that, 5 and 5. Now let's do the last, next to last line with herbs. So 2, and then 7 is down here. 7 o'clock. That one is a 7R with the R there. When we do that one is the hand comes from toward the body, like that, that sound. So we do 7R, be down here at 7 with your hand rolling across it like that. And then 5, and then 6, then another 6. You can do 6 with either hand. 6, then 7, 2, 12, 6. Then last line, 12, 2, 10, 4, 2, 8, 5, 5. So 12, 2, second here. Some funny messages from the computer. 10, 10, then 4, 4, 2, 8, 5, 5. I do kind of 5 and 7 at the same time. 5. Now, you don't have to be exactly right. Just kind of a general ballpark of where, like for 3 and 4 and 5 down here, something like that. So that gives you an idea of where we will kind of place these vowels. And it's very interesting, this whole haptic system began with something like this, what I just did with you, it's pointing off into space. First time I did it with a group of students, that's how I was doing it. I was singing for vowel 2, it, I'd have them point off into space up here, way up here. For be way over there, something like that. And that was about 2007, I think. 2007, I can't remember exactly when that started. But we've come a long way since then, as you will see, I hope. Okay. All right. Objective, as always, these single vowels. And again, doesn't mean that you can't pronounce these single vowels, these short single vowels, but you'll be able to do them a little better and more precisely. It's the whole idea here with all of your vowels. We're kind of tuning them all up and kind of helping develop a new awareness of exactly how you're pronouncing them. Remember, stress syllables better, just like the butterfly. Even with the Tai Chi, remember, even with the Tai Chi, that helps you remember where the stressed syllable is in a word. That one too. All of them do that. And then learn to remember new vocabulary. Like I said in lesson 3, as you're working now, as you find new words that you want to work on, write them down. And particularly after next week, you will have all of the vowels of English, plus the butterfly and the Tai Chi, and you'll have a little bit of the consonant work. So almost any new word that you find, you may be able to, on your own, improve the pronunciation quite a bit. But one thing too, for the Wednesday night, on the Wednesday night sessions, we do a lot of consonants. So if you've got consonants that you are, a particular consonant that's a problem for you, drop by on Wednesday night and I'll show you how to do it with a stick bar. Something like what we did with the TH, as you remember. What are single vowels? Like I said, they have just one sound, and it's 2, 4, 5, 7, 10. I'll show you how those sound. Well, you saw the words in the song. Those 2, 4, 5, 7, and 10 have a quick, short tap. And like, for example, 2 is over here. And by a short tap, I mean your middle finger comes out, touches the center of your hand here. So, hand starts here in the middle of your body, goes out to 2, touches, taps lightly, and comes back. So that's, and the other ones are like that. So it's 2, 4, 5, 7, 10. Those are just a real quick tap, something like that. Don't worry, we're going to practice these plenty. You don't need to learn them right at the moment. Then vowel 7, number 7R. I showed you 7R down here. 7, the R on it. You saw that one. And then the other 2, we've got 2 more vowels, 6 and 8. And those are a little bit longer. And so we have a bit of a different touch. There's one we call, for example, 6. And you do a little bit, you could be lower than, my hand right here is just about in my middle of my chest. You can do it a little bit lower, but basically your hand comes down like all 6. You touch and then take off. So so your head is sort of up, right? So it's about twice as long as a short vowel. So a little bit longer. We call it a hold tap. The same thing for 8. You get 8 over here. Same thing, aw. So it's aw. You almost hear almost a second vowel in it there. Aw. A little bit longer. So, for example, 7 is and 8 is aw. Different feel. It comes over. Well, you almost touch and push, almost a bit of a push on it. Something like that. To get and those 2. Then you saw 12. And so you saw, remember, I put both of my thumbs toward my heart. 12 is a very short vowel. And I'll give you some examples of it. It's like if I said the door, let's say, oh, like the the door, the door, the like the kid, the chicken, the real short, the chicken with no touch. Meaning the 12 is the only vowel or that we use where we don't, both hands don't touch. Later, we will use that same thumb, quick thumb, for other vowels too that are not stressed. But for this lesson, we will only be using the thumb pointing toward the heart on the vowel 12. So here's the clock, or we sometimes call it the matrix. It is very similar to what you see in your average pronunciation book. You see, right? Only it's kind of backwards. It's backwards, as you'll see. In a normal pronunciation book, the 2, 4, and 5 are on the other side, over here instead of over here. And I'll explain more about why we do that next week when we bring all the vowels together, why we have it kind of backwards. And main reason is it's just easier to learn the vowels this way rather than the way you find in almost every pronunciation book. Guarantee it. Okay, so let's just go through them quickly. I've kind of shown you what to do with them. You kind of get the idea. So you got 2 is over here. 4 is here. 5 is down here. Actually, 5 is 2, 4, and then you can kind of tilt your hand like you're on a 45-degree angle like that. So 2, 4, 5, something like that. Over here, you got 10, 8, and 7. Same thing. You can have your hand like that, straight up and down, but you just tilt your hand like a 45-degree angle down here. 2, so 10, 8, and 7. And 7R is down here. And 6 down there, 6 down there. So let's do them a couple times together. So we'll do chicken first. Over here, 2. Okay, your fingertips should be about the top of your head, about there. Then for 4, your fingertips should be about your glasses or your eyes, whatever you got. And then for 5, it should be down here about your heart, or maybe a little lower. Could be lower, right? Could even be down at your navel. Could even be that low. This is enough. 2, 4, and 5 down here. That's enough space for them to be separate. So quickly, let's go through these quickly. So remember, his hand starts at the heart, goes out, touches, and comes back. So 2, that's chicken, chicken, chicken. Sound is it. Okay, easy enough, huh? And then right below that's best is S sound. So best, best, eh. Down below that is the A vowel. Again, your vowel 5 may not be as open as mine is and as kind of sharp as mine, but something like that down here. Same place, same idea. Just go that. Notice how my hand comes right back to the middle when I get done. So Then is down here. Is the one I told you hold. You go ah. So hot, pot, ah. I've got pot here as well. So pot, ah. I'll go up the other side. Start up at 10. So cooks. So cooks. At 8, salt. Oh, salt. Oh. Sorry about that. I change the words all the time. I have to look myself, right? And then 7, we've done 7. Let's do straight 7, 45-degree angle. So luck, and then herb, herbs, There you are. That's the system. So just practice this one like we did at the very beginning. Let's just go through that sentence one more time very quickly. So I'll use my right hand here. So we're going to chickens up here. So a chicken cooks best with salt, fat, herbs, and water hot. Notice I use water hot. Just switch both hands. You could do both in the same hand. Then bubbling up in the pot. Do that line again. Sorry, I screwed that one up. All right. Bubbling up in the pot. So 7-2, 7-2, 7-6. Notice too, this is not easy stuff. It takes a lot of concentration. I've been doing this for 30 years or so. And I still got to really focus to be able to do it right. Now here's a list. Here's your practice. So when after you've done your song in the morning, or you've done one of the warm-ups from lesson 1, 2, or 3, something like that, give yourself about 5 minutes to warm up, or maybe sing in the shower, and then do this list. Go all the way through it, each one, just what we did. So you do vowel 2, you've got bit, miss, sit, tip, it. Same thing if you got bet. So at 4, bet, and the other 4 words. Then you've got bat down at vowel 5, bat, ah. In vowel 7, but. Vowel 8, bought, moss, caught, talk. Turn down a bit. Then we got book, vowel 10. So book, look. Now notice I move my hand a little bit at a time. It would really be good for you to do this one, maybe in front of your camera on your computer or a mirror or something. I'm watching myself. What I was doing a couple times there, if you notice, let's do like the word book. That was what I was doing the first time I was doing this. My hand was coming in to meet it. Don't do that. Your hand should be solid in a position by itself. 10, 8, 7. So your node does not move, something like that. And then vowel 12, excuse me. We have is the word here. So that lot is vowel 6. You're going to be down here. So for this one, for example, so 6 is going to be down here. So 12, a lot. A lot. Or the top, same thing. So you do it the other way around. You do it the top. The top. Remember, your hand always jumps back up at the end of an MT4. So there you got 4 of them each one. Practice each one of them a couple times so you feel really comfortable with them. I mentioned stress. We talked about stress in module 1. And again, the idea here is, you can read this. It's in every word, one syllable has more energy and is louder, it has more volume. And in the system, sometimes they'll be in boldface, sometimes all caps, sometimes not. Sometimes there'll just be a number underneath the word, like you saw in the again, in the dictionary, very important that you have a good dictionary, online dictionary. I would recommend you have a good hard copy pronunciation dictionary, in part because the beauty of those is they have usually more examples, and you can see all the examples at the same time that you can practice with. So that's why the embodied oral reading is so important. It gives you a context, a memorable story to help you remember and to get back to the pronunciation of these words that you're working on. The same thing, unstressed vowels. Like I said, we will be using vowel 12 thumb flicking, but there are other vowels can be unstressed too. But for this lesson, we're just doing vowel 12 thumb flick. Let's do like above. So the vowel in above of is vowel 7. So it would be above. A dog is vowel 8. be a dog, a dog. So see, you'd use your right hand for that one because you got to get over to the other side. A dog, a dog. So we will do that from now on in the course. So many more times you will be using the thumb for some really kind of cool stuff. All right, here it is. Here's the heart of the lesson. The embodied oral reading is a little cooking, kind of goofy cooking. They have the friend, they're a little bit silly, and just says use a light tap or hold on vowels 6 and 8, like we were talking about, empty fours. So let's just go through it. The idea here is that we will do just each sentence, but only usually only one stressed vowel for each group of words. So, for example, that first 1A is that smells delicious. That smells delicious. So that's one rhythm group, one group of words, one stressed syllable. Delicious. Delicious. That 2 should be a little bit further over there. Okay. Now, next one we got 2, 7, and 4. So when you practice, do what I just did. 2, 7, 4. So no kidding, I love that recipe. No kidding, I love that recipe. And try to do it like that fast. No kidding, I love that recipe. You can see how using this system and the movement, you can very quickly become very expressive and being able to put your feelings into what you're talking about. Again, this is kind of a goofy embodied oral reading. This is number 4. Just do number 4. Number 4. Where'd you get it from? Where'd you get it from? Notice too, where'd you get it from? It's softer or louder. Where'd you get it from? Then 4, 2B or not 2B. 7, 7, 4. Okay? From some website. Do it again. From some website. You can see already, once you practice the word list and you've got the vowel sound really clearly, try to rethink about getting the sound as close as you can to a nice rich sound. 3A is the simple 8. What's it called? What's it called? Okay. Then 4, 5, 7. Denny's vegetarian bug dogs. Denny's vegetarian bug dogs. I know that really sounds funny. I have actually had a hot dog, a looking like thing that was made from bugs, and it was delicious. It's true. Okay. Next, 4A. What's in it? What's in it then? What's in it then? Notice too, the first time I said it, I don't know what I said at the end. Doesn't make any difference. Most important thing is in that sentence. Then 4B, you got 4, 7R, 5, 7R, 8. Okay. Just vegetables, herbs. Now this one, here there's a footnote on here. Is that bug? That's not a 5. It's not a bags. It should be 7. It should be 7, 7R, 7, 7R, 8. There's a bit of a typo there. Let's do that line again. So just vegetables, herbs, bugs, worms, and salt. Do it again. Just vegetables, herbs, bugs, worms, and salt. 5A. Does it taste better than it looks? So 4, 10. Does it taste better than it looks? Does it taste better than it looks? Again, after you practice each line a few times, then you go back and do it all the way through. And I'll show you something else you can do with it after you get through with it all the way through. 5B, you've got 7, 5, and 6. 7, 5, and 6. Sure does. The family likes her lot. See on that lot, when you say at the end of a sentence like that with some emphasis, you feel it coming out a lot. A lot. It actually comes out a bit. 6A, 5, 4. Can't wait to see that myself. Can't wait to see that myself. You notice how I'm practicing that, how fast I'm trying to do that. Can't wait to see that myself. Again, the movement, the MT4s really help you begin to get a more natural flowing rhythm. Flowing. We will do the Tai Chi in just a minute. Line 6A. So 5, 2, 7. So I'll be ready in 10. It'll be ready in 10 minutes when the bugs stop wiggling. It'll be ready in 10 minutes when the bugs stop wiggling. When the bugs stop wiggling. I know it's a little goofy. Now that's kind of a basic. It has all the short vowels in it. You practice them. So after you've gone through it, you practice each line, so you can get it pretty smoothly. Then you go back and go all the way through without stopping. So that smells delicious. No kidding. I love that recipe. Where'd you get it from? From some website. What's it called? Denny's Vegetable Bug Dogs, and so on. Go all the way through just with the MT4s, and then do it one more time. And in fact, you'll see this, we do this all the way through the course. We go back to the Tai Chi, right? The old Tai Chi. So it smells delicious. No kidding. I love this recipe. Where'd you get it from? From some website. 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 It's called Denny's Vegetarian Bug Dogs. In Tai Chi. Now, after you've done that, so go at least 3 times. Then the other thing you could do, go back even to each line, and you see if you can't figure out what the other short vowels are or single vowels are. So like in the first one, we got that, smells, and delicious. We got that, vowel number 5, right? That, 4, smells, delicious. And that's delicious, us, ush. That's 7 over on the other side. Delicious, or maybe even 12. Then no, kidding, ing is 2, ing. I love this, that's 2, recipe. Recipe we'll do next week. 2A, where do you get it from? Vowel 7, and so on. Go through that. See if you can do the MT4s even for the unstressed vowels, the ones throughout it. So let's give you some ideas on how to practice that. Do it every day. Go through it 3 or 4 times, and go through it slowly the first time, so you really get a very rich, kind of good vibrations on the on each of the single vowels. There's that note about the bug in lines 4B should be vowel 7, not vowel 5. Sorry, I just noticed that. As far as homework, a song or warm up, something you choose. Next week in vowel 5 and lesson 5, I'll have a new warm up for you. Always a word list. You're taking notes, right? And so so use the word list in lesson 4. Remember that that's all of the single vowels plus 4 examples of each one of them. That's what you work on to refocus the sound for it. Then you do the embodied oral reading. Like I said, 3 or 4 times through, at least 3 times through, maybe 4 times. But do try to finish up with the Tai Chi. It's really important, just particularly in terms of flowing and beginning to help you remember the groups of words, especially. And then just suggestion this week, but next week we'll do more with it. Go back and just do the embodied oral readings from 1, 2, and 3. Best way, just really quickly. It takes you 1 minute each. Do each one of them to kind of keep those kind of fronted in your memory, so you can figure out how those all go. There's always take notes every day, and I would, as far as taking notes, write down when you practice and what you do, because if you come Wednesday night, I may ask you about that, and because if you're having difficulty, you're not making enough progress. Sometimes it's just sometimes it's just how much you practice, or when you're practicing, or how you're doing it. And often I can help a little bit with giving you some advice on how to do that. And then the other thing is the notes you've been taking. When you'll begin to find words that have single vowels this week, you'll hear them everywhere. Write them down, or even when it happens, quickly do the MT4 just to help you listen for these single vowels, develop your awareness for them. That's a lot of what what the body does. It's just helping you with that. So great stuff. Like I said, everything, my whole system kind of started with this, with these single vowels. And I will see you either Wednesday night or next week. Take care.